We have the latest on Ohio State's next president and how much the job pays.
And another presidential spot is up for grabs, and 6 candidates are running for it in the next USG election.
And campus woke up to inches of snow, but still had to come to class. Our Buckeye TV meteorologist has your forecast.
All that and more right now.
I'm Alexandria Chapin.
And I'm Alice Bacani. You're watching Buckeye News Now.
Some students may have had trouble making it to class on Wednesday due to snowy weather. Although other campuses were closed or on delays, Ohio State Columbus campus remained open. Emergency management issued an email to students and faculty on Wednesday that said snow and ice removal began overnight and continued throughout the day. They also asked supervisors and faculty to use flexibility for those who could not make it to campus due to weather.
I was pretty surprised. I mean, I really thought with the amount of snow that came overnight, I really thought classes would be canceled. But I trust Ohio State. If they say it's clear, then I guess it's clear.
So when you have classes and, kids walking out in this cold, get sick and everything, so OSU needs to reevaluate their, situation.
Like, there were people in wheelchairs that couldn't get to class, properly, and I saw a lot of kids slipping, and, it got to the point where it wasn't funny. I couldn't laugh at it. I felt really bad, and I usually laugh at that, so.
A winter storm warning was in effect this week. Our Buckeye TV meteorologist Mackenzie Bart has the latest on campus weather. Mackenzie?
That's right, Alex. Columbus was under a level 2 snow emergency this week. We received about 10 inches of snow and then about a ½ inch of ice on top of that. So that makes this weather record-breaking for this time of year. I'll have your full weather forecast coming up later in the show.
Dr. Michael Drake is not only the 15th university president, he is also the first black president. He is joining a staff where only about 4% of the regular faculty are black. When Drake takes the office of the Ohio State president this summer, he will earn a base salary of $800,000. According to the terms of his contract released by the university, his compensation package includes funding for research and housing and a car stipend. Drake will also earn an annual credit of $200,000 for reaching certain goals. Drake's salary is only about half of former President Gee's annual salary.
Transforming lives is a tall order, but this university is sharpening its focus in ways that will improve lives close to home and around the world. I am deeply humbled by this opportunity and looking forward very much to joining the Buckeye family. Go Bucks!
Our great universities are made up of wonderful, incredible students, and we see you all around and appreciate that so much. We have wonderful, inspiring faculty who do incredible work and help to push forward learning and knowledge and do great things for the world.
USG President and student Taylor Stepp was part of the Presidential Search Committee. He sat down with Buckeye TV to share his thoughts on the next Ohio State president and what Dr. Michael Drake would bring to Buckeye Nation.
I was intimately involved. I was involved in some of the most confidential parts of the search, and I'm very thankful to have been involved in those. I think that, I know the student concern has been brought to the table. Student concern is on the mind of our new president, and it was taken very seriously in the search process. And we have a president, Dr. Drake, now, a president designee who will really be students first, student centric. And I'm really looking forward to seeing him in action.
The last USG election wasn't much of a competition as Taylor Stepp ran unopposed for his second term. But the next USG election will be more of a fight as 6 candidates are on the presidential ballot, the largest number of competitors since 2003.
I think it really speaks volume to the fact that we've really gotten out. We've really done some big things. We've talked to a lot of new students. We've engaged new constituency groups. And that's directly evident in the fact that we have more teams running this year. Our last contested election, there was incredible turnout from voters, and the year before that it was very good as well. So, over time, we're starting to see USG buying more and more clout with students, engaging more and more students. I'm really excited to see that.
USG's Vice President Josh Ahart is one of the 6 on the presidential ballot for next year. Lane Avenue is undergoing some changes starting this week, but students are no strangers to campus construction. Logan Hickman has the latest on this North Campus demolition.
Say goodbye to the first of the 4 Lane Avenue townhouses set to be demolished on North Campus within the coming months. Drackett Tower Residence Hall Director Liz Gordon-Canlos lived in the now pile of rubble up until last September.
That was the very first place I lived with my husband, so it is definitely a little bit sad to see it go, but they had a lot of character that I think was representative of the architecture at the time that they were built in Columbus. So seeing them go is sad, but I'm really excited to see the growth that we'll have on North Campus for sure.
This growth refers to the $370 million North Residential District transformation aimed at enhancing OSU's STEP program, which would require all second-year students to live on campus through the construction of 11 new buildings.
The North Residential District transformation is currently on schedule. We're working on the enabling work and the infrastructure work right now.
Some North Campus residents have already began to notice these changes.
The construction affects my lifestyle, I guess, as a student on North Campus, because the fences are the most annoying thing, because we have to walk around them, we have to cut through, take the long way to class.
I've heard some people talk about housing next year and how they're not sure they want to live up north because of the construction, but I don't think it really affects you that much on a day-to-day basis.
Alternative walkways, construction fences, and loud noises. Those are only a few of the implications of the North Campus construction. Recently, the permanent closure of Curl Drive, an access road leading to several North Campus dorms, have left some students to wonder, how am I going to get picked up for spring break?
There will definitely be some angry parents that will be complaining to the university, I'd imagine. And I'd imagine a lot of traffic maybe on Lane Avenue, confusion.
Other North Campus buildings still to be demolished include Scott, Nosker, Blackburn, and Haverfield houses, as well as North, Royer, and Rainey Commons. For Buckeye TV, I'm Logan Hickman.
When we come back, a new restaurant that will please coffee lovers and bar crawlers.
And find out what brought rapper Chuck D to campus.
Plus, Facebook turns 10 and marijuana petitions go around campus. Stay with us. The Ohio Rights Group visited campus this week looking for signatures for their petition to put the legalization of medical marijuana on the 2014 ballot in November. The petition has roughly 50,000 signatures, but needs over 350,000 by July. The Ohio Rights Group recently opened an OSU chapter that is currently in the process of becoming an official student organization.
We need 384,000 signatures by July to do so. The signatures never expire, so worst comes to worst, it will be 2015 or 2016, but we want it to be 2014 because that would give Ohio the foot in the door for hemp, seeing as Ohio is an agricultural state.
The Ohio State TED Talks will be held on campus this week, and Alice Bacani caught up with one of the student speakers to see what they plan to bring to this event.
I've loved TED since a kid. I've been watching TED Talks since I was like 14, 13.
Keenchuk Mitra is just one of the Buckeyes speaking at the OSU TED Talks this year, where he'll be presenting a biochip he invented that can detect cancers and other diseases.
We can detect multiple proteins, up to 50, 60 proteins, from blood simultaneously in 45 minutes compared to several hours, in fact several days it would take someone to do it manually.
Mitra is just one of the 4 undergraduate students speaking at the TED Talks, and he plans to share his experience as a young 20-year-old playing in the world of biotechnology.
Mostly it's going to be about how a 20-year-old, like 19 actually when I started it, can play with biotechnology and what kind of awesome world of exploration that can lead to. And the beauty of the world, the beauty is the simplicity of the science behind it.
Mitra said he hopes people will walk away from his speech feeling inspired.
I hope most people go back with the sense of awe and possibility. That's what I really want. And I hope some people use that sense of possibility to do something most people would say impossible.
Reporting for Buckeye TV, I'm Alice Bacani.
This week marked the beginning of the annual United Black World Month on campus. The Student Life Multicultural Center, along with other organizations, held the opening celebration where they discussed this year's theme, We're Not Finished Yet.
We are charging you to think critically, and this is important, to be good critical thinkers about the issues that still exist, the changes that have been made, and the progress we are hoping to make day by day through your skills, abilities, and talents.
Rapper Chuck D of Public Enemy also made an appearance where he talked about the importance of supporting local arts.
Then, if you're respected and saluted and exalted in your own hometown, you can be a benefit to your own hometown and tell young people which way to go, how to be, how not to be, because you're in their face on the reel.
Now we'll go over to our meteorologist, Mackenzie Bart, where she has your full weather forecast.
Mackenzie, what can students expect the rest of the week?
Thanks, Alex. Winter Storm Nika passed through our area earlier this week and left us with record-breaking snowfall totals. As you see in Columbus, about 10 inches we received from that, and then a crust of ice layering over that snow, so it was difficult traveling throughout and also heading around campus. But as you see, we have a great Friday planned for you. Starting off in the morning, it is going to be chilly, 3 degrees and a wind chill of -8, so it is going to feel much colder. The sun will be out, though, and as you see, that sun will continue on into the 3 p.m. hour, temperature of 20, wind chill of 11, and then as we move on to the 8 p.m. hour, 16 degrees, wind chill of 10. Now let's take a look at your national radars. You see the effects of Winter Storm Nika have passed through the area, leaving Ohio with clear skies. And as we take a look at our surface map, you can see that even more clearly here by this high pressure system as it pushes its way through the area. It's leaving us with clear skies. As you see, a temperature Friday night, a low of 10 degrees, mostly cloudy skies. Winds are going to be calm. And then for Saturday, high of 26, there is a chance of some snow flurries. Winds from the northeast, 4 to 6 miles an hour. Now let's take a look at your 5-day forecast. Saturday, a low of 17. Sunday, high of 22, low of 8. There is a chance of some snow flurries continuing on into Sunday. Monday, starting back classes, it is going to be chilly, sunny skies though. Tuesday, Wednesday, we are going to see some of a warm up. There is a chance of some snow flares also on Wednesday, high of 30, low of 28. That's your Buckeye News Now weather update. Back to you guys in the studio.
A new restaurant opened on High Street this week. It'll be a great place for students to get a coffee with a shot of espresso or a shot of something stronger. Ariana Bernard has this story.
High Street is welcoming a new hotspot this week as Ethel & Tank opens on Thursday. The venue combines a bar, coffee shop, and a chef to create a versatile environment across from the Ohio Union.
It's designed more so like an East Coast style bar in that it's going to involve an eclectic coffee shop, a very unique food menu, and the highest quality beverages.
Customers are sure to find something they enjoy on their menu, which ranges from specialty burgers to Tex-Mex style and American cuisine. Aside from offering a great bite to eat, Ethel & Tank plans on providing Ohio State students with a stress-free atmosphere. If the library becomes too busy during finals week, then students can find themselves studying here at Ethel & Tank, where they will be open 24 hours during that week.
Try to bring in kids to sort of create an environment in an area for them to study all day, competing with the library.
Taking the place of a former pet store, Ethel & Tank was left with a few shocking surprises during the renovation process.
When they first opened the space up for us to get ready to gut it, they found a couple cobras actually. One was running loose and a couple were already dead in the piping.
Don't worry, no more cobras remain in the space, so be sure to stop by Ethel & Tank for a unique dining experience. Reporting for Buckeye TV, I'm Ariana Bernard.
This week, the social media site Facebook celebrated its 10th birthday. Facebook was originally created by Mark Zuckerberg as a way to connect students while he was studying at Harvard University. Facebook now has over 1.2 billion monthly users, and according to the Pew Research Center, 84% of online Americans between ages of 18 and 29 use Facebook.
When we come back, we'll be joined by our sports director, Franz Ross.
He has the latest on OSU signing day.
Don't go away. Now we're joined by our sports director, Franz Ross, bringing us the latest in campus sports.
Thanks for joining us, Franz.
Thanks, Alex. Today, a lot of dreams came true for the nation's top high school football players. It was National Signing Day in the NCAA, and Ohio State was as aggressive as the rest of the field as they recruited 23 players on Wednesday. Leading the pack of recruits is five-star linebacker Raekwon McMillan from Hinesville, Georgia. McMillan is already enrolled at Ohio State classes and is expected to fill the void at linebacker left by departing junior Ryan Shazier.
Yeah, I've been recruited by some of the best coaches in the nation. Having Coach Saban roll to your house, Coach Malzahn, Coach Rick, Coach Sweeney. Coach Sweeney, man, they're some of the greatest guys I've ever met in my life. And I just like to say thank you to each one of them, but it was just something special about Ohio State University. Every time I visited the school, every time I talked to Coach Meyer on the phone, every time I talked to Coach Fickle, every time we sat down to talk, we just had a special bond. It was just a special bond about Ohio State.
Rivals.com ranked Ohio State at third in terms of recruiting this offseason. This is the third consecutive year that Urban Meyer's Buckeyes have finished in the top 10 in recruiting. Men's basketball appears to be back at it after a couple of wins, and the men's hockey team swept the Nittany Lions in a weekend series. With all that and more, here's our weekly sports update with Jordan Elwood.
Buckeye basketball breaks even in conference with two clutch road wins over Wisconsin and Iowa. Ohio State traveled to Madison and knocked off the number 14 Wisconsin Badgers in a thrilling 59-58 victory. The Buckeyes took the lead late in the game with 1 minute and 36 seconds left. All of Aaron Craft's 7 points came in the last 4 minutes of the game. The high-pressure Buckeye defense kept the Badgers from scoring in the last 6.5 minutes in the game, which ultimately came down to the final shot, but the Badgers couldn't get it done. The Buckeyes continued on the road, taking on Iowa. Aaron Craft led the Buckeyes to a victory with 17 points, 6 steals, and 6 assists. Revenge rang sweet when the Buckeyes took the game 76-69. They are set to take on Purdue this weekend at the Schott. Coming off a 90-64 win over Illinois at home last week, the women's basketball team also traveled to Wisconsin to take on the Badgers. But unlike the men's team, the women couldn't quite get it done, losing 82-71. The Buckeyes trailed by as many as 22 points in the second half. They managed to cut the lead to 7 at one point with the help from Raven Ferguson as she tallied 17 points in the game, but couldn't overcome the deficit. In men's hockey, the Buckeyes were able to sweep the series against Penn State, taking the first game 5-1 and the second game 5-2. Max McCormick and Ryan Dzingel each had 2 goals in the first game and 1 in the second. Freshman goalie Christian Frey managed a whopping 46 saves in the first game. These notes landed Dzingel and Frey Big Ten Stars of the Week. The Buckeyes traveled to East Lansing for a weekend series against Michigan State. In wrestling, the number 12 Ohio State faced off against rivals number 11 Michigan. The Buckeyes were down 6-0 early, but managed to rally back and close the deficit 9-7 thanks to sophomore Mark Martin's victory. But in the end, couldn't overcome the Wolverines, losing 21-12. The Buckeyes were able to turn it around in West Lafayette, defeating Purdue in a close 16-15 victory. The Buckeyes will take on Michigan State on Friday. Men's tennis has started off their season on the right foot with a 7-0 overall record, defeating Youngstown State and Wright State this past weekend 4-0. They'll continue their season this weekend at home against Kentucky. Men's volleyball, coming off a hot 4-game winning streak, were stopped in Chicago by Loyola, losing to the number 1 ranked team 3-0. In the loss, Michael Henchy had 10 kills for the Buckeyes. For all your winter and spring sports news, make sure to like Buckeye TV on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Reporting for Buckeye TV, I'm Jordan Elwood.
That's all we have for you this week on Buckeye News Now.
Remember to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
Thanks for watching.